Indie first-person shooter games are pretty great, and ULTRAKILL is definitely amongst the ranks of the good ones. In fact, if you're out of the loop when it comes to the genre, you'd probably believe ULTRAKILL is the only good one to exist, because people just don't shut up about it. And I'm gonna say it, ULTRAKILL is basically the Undertale of first-person shooters. Listen, like, people just never shut the hell up about it. We get it, you like the game, and objectively it's great, but it's not the only one out there. Which is why I'm just going to get to the point and get to doing what I usually do in these videos. I'm going to showcase some awesome indie FPS games that you should check out instead of just playing ULTRAKILL for the 50th time. So for the first one I want to talk about, I was actually sent a cool little clip by him that I could use to introduce the game, which was really kind of him to do, and oh god damn it, not again. Now, I know there technically aren't any guns in Shady Knight, but it is still an FPS game regardless. It stands for First Person Sword. Yeah, see, checkmate, bitch. I wanted to shine a light over the shade covering Shady Knight, because holy shit, this is such a good game. I'd been following its development for some time, but when it fully released, I never saw much coverage for it. I mean, there was a video here and there, but I think it deserves way more, because check out the shit you can pull off in this. I could just end it here, really. If you don't think this looks sick, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're fucking blind. Shady Knight is kind of like Ghost Runner, and by that I mean it's a game where the main focus is on speedrunning levels as fast as you can. The difference being, Shady Knight lets you get creative with how you tackle these levels, and you're gonna want to get creative too, because there's a style meter which, from what I can gather, increases the more you spice up the way you take down enemies, with the level giving you an overall rank at the end. I'm trying so hard not to make a Devil May Cry reference here. Oh wait, oh shit, I literally just did. Ah, fuck it, I've already dug my grave, so I might as well make me send comfy. Just like Devil May Cry, there are a multitude of mechanics given to you that you can utilize to get creative when it comes to killing your enemies. Like, for example, you can throw your sword on the ground and then kick it into a fellow, which would look cool if I could actually pull it off. God fucking damn it. Okay, it would be cool if I could actually do it, but you know what? Fuck this shit. Another example is if you're shit at aiming with a bow, you can just throw the entire thing at the enemy, which is more accurate considering an entire fucking bow is just a bit bigger than a single arrow, you know? Actually, if we were to make a comparison, especially to a genre of games when it comes to Shady Knight, I would say it's kind of like an immersive sim, with the out-of-the-box thinking you're able to do when it comes to tackling combat encounters. There's just so much creative freedom here with the gameplay. Now, unlike Devil May Cry, you don't actually have a bunch of tools at your disposal that you can equip at any point. In fact, you actually start each level with nothing, with you having to adapt on the fly with the tools scattered around you. The only thing that you're equipped with at the start of levels is this nifty chain you can use to grapple enemies towards you, or grapple towards them. Oh, and of course you always have the most useful tool, your foot.
그렇군요. 프록시디스트를 구독하셔야 합니다.
The levels are usually very small, with them consistently having the same goal of you having to get to the top of a large tower to destroy an orb to finish it, which is a very simple gameplay loop that really incentivizes you to constantly replay missions until you've truly mastered them to get that S rank at the end. We never settle for anything lower than an S rank. Shady Knight is not a game you want to miss out on, especially if you're into the movement, speed, and mastery of levels element of ULTRAKILL. It's just a great game. I don't actually know what else to say about it. Right, that's enough of that now. I think it's time for me to go outside and get some fresh air. Oh. What the fuck? iLLWiLL is a game that confused me, but in a good way, which is why I wanted to showcase it in this video. It is such a strange game, and it doesn't tell you anything. Like, there's no story for it, and I couldn't even make one up from what I've experienced. Hell, the blurb of the game just says, eliminate hordes of monsters in a thrilling first-person shooter. I mean, it's to the point. And that's what I respect about it. It's just trying to be an old school first person shooter, and honestly it does it fairly well. It's nothing outstanding, but you know, it just works. The main thing that makes iLLWiLL appeal to me is everything else about it really. The gameplay is like the cherry on top of the rotting carcasses of flesh. I mean, even the guns are nothing special. They're pretty uninspired. Like this double barrel shotgun, which is the only one that's in the middle of the screen, just like Doom. Oh my god, a Doom reference. I do like this leech gun though. It drains the enemies of their blood, and after they die you can eat the leeches to heal yourself. It's like strategic scranning. iLLWiLL doesn't need bombastic guns and innovative gameplay to stand out really, because the levels and just the sheer unknown of what the fuck is going on is definitely the main highlight. Since there's no real plot, you truly have no idea where it's gonna throw you out into for its levels. I mean, you start in this weird ass apartment which leads into some office blocks with some surreal visuals, all for the next level to take place in a scrapyard, which has some nice rain effects. Oh yeah, that's another thing I really like about it. The visuals. From a first glance, you can tell it's an Unreal Engine indie game. I mean, it has those classic Unreal Engine reflections and motion blur. You know exactly what I mean. I appreciate the fact it's trying to go for this weird low poly style with realistic lighting. It looks appealing. Oh, and it's not afraid to change things up mid-level either. Like how this random ass area, which seems pretty tame, quickly turns into an evil mushroom forest, where the mushrooms chunder up enemies. Oh, and I can't forget the dollhouse, which midway through does this. What the fuck? iLLWiLL is a cool little indie shooter, and you should definitely check it out. I don't know how to transition to the next one, so bam! This is a cool image of a guinea pig. Alright, we'll take that off the screen. Alright, we're on to the next game. WitchFire has been a long time coming. I've been excited for it since it was announced back at the Game Awards in 2017. How long ago was 2017? Oh my fucking god. It finally came out in early access in 2024. I'm still a bit bitter about that year delay in 2023. That was kind of unnecessary, fellas. Now, WitchFire is a very unique game because it's an extraction shooter, which I know may have caused you to physically roll your eyes without you actually realizing, because this shit is the new battle royale of genre slop. But what makes WitchFire different from the others is the fact it's a single player extraction shooter. So you don't have to worry about being shot last second during extraction by a solo Kane wielding a Mosin sniper crouched down in a bush. Fuck Hunt Showdown. In WitchFire, you play as a witch hunter who is sent out to hunt a witch. I mean, you can't get any more apparent than that, can you? You get a little narrative, you know, you get told what all the lore and shit is about, but before you can do anything, you have to choose a starting class for your hunter, which determines what starting weapons you have and what stats you have, which reminds me of a certain game from a certain series. I chose Butcher for my first playthrough because it seemed like a fairly basic one to go with. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much because you aren't locked out of the items that other starting classes have, with you gradually unlocking all of the abilities and items that they have. There's quite a lot of customization and freedom here for how you want to play. It's pretty great. The way to unlock a lot of this stuff is by exploring the locations of the world and successfully extracting with what you found. Specifically, you're gonna be wanting the XP of the game, that being WitchFire. Yes, it's actually called that. With this, you're able to allocate points to different stats to create a build by leveling up. It's the most crucial resource, and you can earn it by doing practically anything within the maps. Killing enemies, exploring. Hell, there's even WitchFire crystals you can use within your inventory, which you're only gonna want to use when, you know, you need them, because remember, this is an extraction shooter. If you're reckless and get yourself killed, you drop all of the WitchFire you're currently holding. Luckily, you are able to go back in and retrieve the dropped WitchFire, but you only have one chance to do this. Just like, okay, I'm just gonna fucking rip the plaster off here. It's got a lot of similarities to From Software games like Dark Souls. Don't let that stupid ass comparison put you off WitchFire though, because I probably should have mentioned earlier that this game is insanely good. Did I mention that earlier? I probably did mention that earlier. It's got a nice level of replayability too, because whenever you go on an expedition into one of the fucked up areas, it's somewhat randomized with its events and where enemies will be placed within the area, with them being marked on your map with different skulls to represent the difficulty of the enemies within that zone. Obviously the harder it is, the better the reward, so it's incredibly high risk, high reward. And after an encounter you get a choice of a few roguelite buffs you can equip during your run. There are some elements of the maps that aren't randomized, that are relating to your main objective, but I don't fully know what a lot of it even is, and it creates a great sense of intrigue and mystery, slowly uncovering new things around the maps. The general gameplay loop of just exploring and gaining more WitchFire to level up, as well as unlocking new weaponry and spells, is just so much fun. This shit literally oozes with peak. I can see this being an incredible product when it's finally done. I still haven't planned a transition for the next one, so I'm just going to do what I did last time. I'm going to put up a silly little animal. I hope you appreciate it, and yeah, well, we'll get on to the next one. There's one last game I wanted to bring some attention to in this video, and out of the other three, it's easily the most underrated one, and that's an indie FPS called Gravelord. I was honestly really surprised with my time playing it. Now that may come as a surprise because from an outsider's perspective, it kinda looks like a generic run-of-the-mill indie boomer shooter, which are more than abundant nowadays. However, what makes it unique is the fact it has a randomized card system that constantly changes things up. So within the levels you can find these cards to equip, and you have to make a choice out of the 3 random options, which you actually see the guy put into his hat to give him the power of the card, which is a neat little detail. What I like is the fact these cards aren't just basic buffs like more health or more armor. Instead it can be stuff like having a chance to spawn a murderous rat from an enemy's corpse, which is a card that I always kept on because the rats are kind of busted as shit. They feel like a war crime. I will lead my rat army into World War III whenever that inevitably happens. It's not like a roguelite where you can just equip as many cards as possible. You can only hold up to 3, and there are more than that within the levels, so there are opportunities to change things up if the current cards you have aren't doing it for you, or you haven't gotten the rat card yet. Seriously, please never nerf this card. I know it's in early access, but the rat card needs to be the meta. I fucking love rats. I also really like the artwork created for the cards. They're incredibly well done, and I'm genuinely excited to see where Gravelord goes with future updates, and when it inevitably leaves early access. I can definitely see this being one of the more interesting indie shooters out there, which is why I wanted to mention it in this video quickly. Check it out when you get the time. In fact, if you want to check out any of the games I mentioned in this video, I'll be putting the Steam pages to them in the description. There are more indie FPS games than just ULTRAKILL, you know, and I've literally just scratched the surface in the now 3 videos I've made about them. Hell, there are even some that I wanted to talk about in this video, but I decided not to because it would have been way too long. Expect Echo Point Nova in the next one, when I inevitably make it. If there are any you'd like me to talk about in future videos, then let me know, or mention me on social media, or even through my Discord server. But I swear to God, if any of you say Turbo Overkill, Cultic, or fucking Titanfall 2, fucking Titanfall 2, Jesus, why would you mention Titanfall 2? It's not even an indie game. Thank you all so much for watching and your support on these videos. If you want to help the channel out, then check out my Patreon. I post early access to videos as well as a lot of content for my second channel, which is it's going pretty well, you know. You should definitely check that out if you want to see silly little let's plays or experimental content from me. Anyway, yeah, probably gonna go play some more indie FPS games now. See ya!